It's all vibes in this review, so let's kick back. Welcome to A Run Does Music, where today we're looking at the newest album from Lil Xtra called Over It. This is the third and hopefully final video for now. Not in a bad way, just hopefully now so I can catch up on other things. Third commission from my friend Ryan. Here's some links for his band, link for his Twitch. Go give him a follow, go check out his stuff. He's a wonderful person, a dedicated streamer, just a dope dude overall. Once again, Ryan, thank you for the stuff. Really helped me get back into the flow of things. Means a lot, man. Thank you. The other two commissions for this being the two reactions I did to two other Lil Xtra songs not found on this album, those being Under the Weather and also HXHXHX. Hopefully I uploaded all three of these videos on the same day, although I might change my mind and do two reactions one day and the review another day. We'll see how things could connect. Overall, basically, if you have the time, go check out the other two reviews. It really mean a lot to me. I'm really enjoying Lil Xtra, and I enjoyed this album. And let's talk more about the album at hand, in fact. I actually first discovered Lil Xtra through this commission series, and I'm immediately caught up in his music, with a lot of it having a very steady flow, a nice rhythm. He's easy to listen to, he's easy to enjoy, and he pulls off songs that sound easy to vibe to while still dealing with some very heavy and serious topics and some very depressing topics, which is an element in his arsenal. A lot of easy listening emo rap, and still stands above the rest, so let's talk about the finer points. Hard to explain, but even with sad songs or ones that tackle generally sad ideas, there's a large possibility for a lot of songs like that to still evoke a sort of feeling of calmness in you, a sort of feeling like it's like, yeah, I can kick back, I can relax to this, I can just kind of, cool down with this type of song. And that's the type of music that Lil Xtra makes, and especially puts out on this album here, this album being Over It. It's almost a happy energy in a twisted kind of way, really. And with the first track, This Time Next Year, it's an acoustic guitar-driven song that really splits itself in between hope towards the future and the admittance that his past love is moving on. Again, serious heavy topics here. The first part of the song especially talks about wanting some kind of closure, looking back on the relationship, kind of being like, damn, this shit fucked me up. I just want to feel something out of this besides sad. It's a very relatable feeling, and a feeling that a lot of people, even myself, have had where you're post-relationship, you're just like, fuck, man. Shit sucks, this sucks. I want an ending to this, but it feels like it's never ending, whether it be the sadness or the literal event itself, the post-breakup and just overall, again, sadness of it. One of my favorite lines from the whole album that really explains the overall message of the song perfectly comes in the second verse and goes as follows. I wish you could lie and say you care. I know it's all my fault, but I hate this. I've covered a lot of songs touching on regret and longing in the wake of a relationship, even just as recently as my review series for 3 Days Grace I did on another commission, but really, it just never gets old, especially when it's done well. It can be done very badly, very easily, but just like how 3 Days Grace was able to hit it out of the park a couple times around, Lil Xtra is doing it pretty well here too. Again, this is probably one of my favorite takes on it, and I really enjoyed how this song kept things simple with an overall samey guitar in the background, accompanied by Xtra's silk smooth voice. Like, seriously, I could listen to this dude sing or rap for hours on end. This guy could read me the dictionary. I'd be having a good time purely because of how his voice sounds. The general vibe on Over It is a nice, smooth, seamless feeling. Overall, it just kind of feels the same overall without really getting too repetitive or too bad in that respect. But a song that has a definite different feeling underneath it is Fake It. It kind of follows the same sort of lyrical idea as the song I talked about just a second ago. This time it's just a straight up direct plea. He wants to feel something. He wants to see something happen here. Just something more than what's currently happening, as opposed to something that used to be a thing. But he still knows that the only way the storm is going to get navigated is by the other person just faking it. So at this point he's saying, fuck it. Alright, fine. We can get through it if we fake it. This is how it's gotta be. This is how it is right now. This is how it's gonna have to keep going. We'll get through it if we just fake it. Even when he begins to make the direct decision to try and move on or find some other person or thing to confide and sink into, the other person's saying, hold on, we can get through this. We'll fix this. I'll fix it. We just gotta fake it some more. And that's how a lot of real relationships are. You can sit here and say that, oh man, that's cheesy, that's corny. Fuck off with that. This is a genuine thing that's happening in a lot of people's lives, and obviously in Lil Xtra's life, he's explaining it pretty well. The story pulls you in over time throughout the song with deeper bass hits in the background instrumental, creating a much more nervous environment overall. It seems more anxiety driven as the song progresses. This is one of the few songs that put me into a different headspace than the overall plain reflection and deep thought. Fake It just overall feels like Lil Xtra is tightening his grip on your wrist and saying, hold on, you really need to listen to this one. This is more than just what I'm saying over and over. I'm trying to get a feeling and a message through to you, but this is a different message that falls under the same category. Listen and hold. It's safe to say that I'm a sucker for albums that keep to a general theme and feeling all throughout of it and keep things consistent. And when it comes to rap and similar genres, It's one of the few times you can be faced with an album that sounds the same behind the lyrics, but doesn't drag it down here with Over. I recently did some work for, and I'm bringing them up again, ironically, not ironically, just weirdly. I recently did some work for 3 Days Grace, and I'm pretty sure I brought up a lot of how the music in the early discography starts to sound the same even just 3 albums in. So why is it different here? Why is an album that sounds basically the same track to track different and positive here when it wasn't positive before? Well, for one, 3 Days Grace is an alt-rock band that focuses on an atmosphere made of many moving parts. So they have the very obvious and blatant ability through the drums, the guitars, the bass guitar, the vocals, and background elements. You're a whole band, you're a full band. You have the ability to make things sound different instrumentally, and lyrically. Little Xtra and similar artists, they are a lyricist first and foremost. They are a head of a band or a project as opposed to a bunch of different people combining to make one project. Little Xtra focuses on lyrics and the story, therefore you can kind of give the instrumentals a sort of sense of, just for lack of a better term, it almost sounds negative, but it's not meant to be. Lack of a better term, you can get away with it more. But again, first and foremost, here's a lyricist. He is a lyricist, and he keeps momentum going with what he raps or sings about. This is what makes stretches like Degrade, Worry, and Fake It stand as better overall when you compare to like a stretch within a different album from a different genre, especially looking at the lyrics of one single project, this being Little Xtra, being a pure lyricist, versus lyrics made from probably a few different people within the band, if not everybody within the band, contributing ideas to the lyrics being in 3 Days Grace. This isn't to say that there's only one unique moment though. A song that immediately comes to mind is another example of something to talk about and something to bring up more, and stands out beyond what I've already talked about, is This Changes Nothing. Not only does the rapping come with a hardened edge and more definite tone in his voice, he's got a little more of a bite behind it. It's not just since you've been gone, it's since you've been gone type of thing going on here. The topics and the lines here come off more blatantly and again, harder edge, with lines like, when I self-harm, at least I hurt nobody else. Switching up the tone and the way you rap is a really easy way to add another element to a rap album, because a lot of times rappers or people within rap music, their tone kind of sticks the same all throughout the album. It's the same thing over and over again. It's rapping like this, and it's rapping like this, and it's rapping like this, and so there's nothing really happening here but a little extra from song to song, and especially in this song, in this part that he's standing out right here with, he's switching up the tone and switching up the delivery, which helps make the song, again, stand out more and sound better. And this also, of course, comes with the fact that he's adding in more electronics, more strings into the guitar here. It's a step towards creating this track that sounds different and stands out. Again, I'm using that term a lot, but it really does stand individually from the rest of the album here. I'll never be able to say that rap is my favorite genre. I'm too deep into metal, rock, punk, and similar subgenres and areas to really ever be able to say, hey, my top 10, it's all rappers. Hey, my playlist, it's all rap. But when you get an album like this that sort of brings in sort of topics and ideas that are more commonplace within the rap scene now, but especially 10 years ago would have had somebody go like, I don't know. It makes an enjoyable piece for someone like me who's an outsider to the genre, both personally and critically. My first impressions of Little Xtra came in 2 very different tracks, with Under the Weather and HX respectively. And I enjoyed both sides of this guy equally for different reasons. While I was hoping to see more genre switch-ups and possibly some surprises on level with HX times 3, I was really also just coming away pretty impressed and pretty satisfied with how this song stuck to a general theme, stuck to a general narrative, and kept the momentum going the same way all throughout it. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's the most evolutionary emo rap album, but it gets the jobs done, gives some extra credit at the same time. It's standing near the head of a pack underneath the umbrella of a severely underrated artist, being Little Xtra here. I'm going to be taking some spare time to check this guy out a little more here and there in between album reviews, and trust me, I got a lot to catch up on, so it might not happen eventually, you might not immediately see the result, but hopefully I can cover a Little Xtra here again on the channel sometime soon. But all in all, I can say that this album is one you should really check out if you have the time. I highly recommend it, and for those reasons and the reasons I've discussed more, Over It by Little Xtra gets a 7.5 out of 10. That's my review. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Want to talk about some things I touched on that maybe missed something or not talk about your favorite song enough? Let's get a conversation going. Be sure to have a great day, stay hydrated, I'll see you next time.